former Life Sciences Minister, Conservative MP, who has revealed that he resigned from his job as a minister because he couldn't afford to keep doing it. He was on 118 grand a year. He said, not enough. My mortgage has gone up from 800 to 2 grand a month. He's got some divorce payments from the breakdown of his first marriage. All in all, he says, I could earn more as a backbench MP doing a bit of consultancy or whatever backbench MPs do to earn money than I can as a minister. Any sympathy for him? Do you understand the situation he found himself in? That yes, he earns over six figures, but he's not rich by any means. Do you understand that? Do you empathise with him? There's not going to be a lot of sympathy out there for the 3% of people who earn over £100,000 a year and their difficulty of dealing with the cost of living crisis. 0345 6060 973. So I wonder whether this hour is going to turn into a question of actually what it means to feel rich. Because everyone's circumstances are so different that on the face of it, if you took home 6 grand a month after tax, that you'd be rolling in it. But depends what else you're paying for. So how much do you need to earn in this country to feel well off, to have a standard of living where you're not constantly worried about money? I think that's what being rich means to me. If you don't have to worry about money in that really awful daily nagging sense of, oh God, well, if I have to get the bus or if I have to buy a train ticket, we'll come on to that in the next hour, have to buy a train ticket, that tips me over the edge. So I can't, you know what that's like. If you get to the point where you're not worrying about that anymore, that means you're rich. So what point is that? And that point, I would argue now, is going to be so unachievable for 97% of the population that I wonder whether this hour is going to turn into, I've been priced out of Britain and I've had to go. I see no way of having a life in this country that is not completely destroyed by having to worry constantly about money. 0345 6060 973. Here's Helen in Bournemouth. Helen, you're upping and leaving.
Good afternoon, Tom. Indeed, I am. How are you?
I'm very well. Tell us what finally tipped you over the edge.
I've been living between here and, well, it's the Algarve, which again is not cheap, but still the quality of life there compared to the quality of life here, still kind of not as ridiculously expensive, but it's still not cheap. But to wake up every day, 300 days out of the year with sunshine, and to say it's not, the prices have gone up. We still play the game in the supermarkets of how much, but why? I do not see the point now of being here, and it's so interesting that this is interspersed with the train adverts and what you're going to talk about next. In a country where even transportation, we would be pay an extortionate amount for something that does not function. So I've had it. I've just absolutely had it.
How old are you,
gone.
Helen? I know I should never ask a lady that question, but broadly, how
I
old
will
are you?
be 40 this year.
Okay, so you're young.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll
you are
take
young.
that.
Oh my God, you're definitely young. You're definitely young because my wife turns 40 this year and she's listening. So Helen, you are young.
Thank you. I'm just absolutely done with it. And interestingly, I knew growing up to earn a six-figure salary. Oh wow, yes, wonderful. Never going to have to stress about anything. No, I cannot imagine. I mean, I personally don't, but I have friends that have, the 2.4 children, a decent house, relatively sized mortgage and whatnot. And, my friends that are earning those kind of salaries, they're not turning around and saying what we thought we would be saying, or they thought they'd be saying growing up, is this is amazing. It's not. It's just not.
So you have some sympathy for people in that position?
I do. Yeah, and maybe I envisage I will be in the minority, but
you're going to be chased off to Portugal at this rate, Helen.
No, I was going to say, oh gosh, I think I've revealed the airport I'm flying off from.
They know where you're going. Do you envisage yourself ever coming back?
I mean, no. Well, who knows? And that's the thing. Who knows? I mean, but if this country continues to go in the way that it's going, and what the hell, it feels like everything's just falling apart as well.
Well, I also don't think that there's any real chance that things are going to get much cheaper very quickly in this country. Whoever's in charge, regardless of who's in charge, really. Inflation coming down is great, but it still means you're getting poorer at the particular rate that inflation is at. Helen, great call. Good luck. Thank you very much indeed for it. Rob's in St Albans. Tom, I can sympathise with this Conservative MP. I'm on a six-figure salary. I'm the sole earner in my household. I have two small children. My mortgage went up to over £2,100. Childcare for my youngest is over £1,000 for 3 days. My electricity bill on a 3-bed house is £350 a month. My council tax, credit card debt, loans, it all mounts up. We are needing to sell to balance the books. If you are the sole earner on 100k, you are getting approximately 80k net. Split that in two for a salary for two people and it ends up bringing in about 35 grand if both parents are working. That's not a lot, Rob says. Andy's a new caller in Gillingham in Kent. Hi, Andy.
Hello there, pal. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. Your thoughts on this?
I was just telling the lady who I rang in, who took my call, that I almost can't get my head around how people on six-figure and above salaries are struggling. They're obviously living in either an insane part of the country I've not heard of, or they're not living in the real world, because I live in Gillingham, which if anyone's visited the Medway towns would know it's a hard-working town, but it's very much what might be called blue-collar. And, you know, I know people who are, you know, struggling, but they get by on a lot less. And my God, I wish they had the option to up sticks and clear off to the Algarve, like the people who claim they don't have the money to do that. But yeah, I have absolutely no sympathy with anyone who's earning 100 grand. And the point I was making is I'm not surprised that the gentleman, the minister, I'm not surprised that a Tory member can't manage money. I'm just not surprised. And we've had years of this. And I'll leave you with this. I know I'm not the only caller, but I'll leave you with this. A friend of mine who doesn't live in this country said he can't believe how broken it is and no one seems to be fixing anything.
Yeah, as I said earlier, Andy, I don't see things getting cheaper quickly.
Agreed.
So what are people going to do? I mean, you know, as you made the point, on 100 grand a year, you should be all right. Even in these circumstances, you should be okay. But then everyone has different circumstances. So, you know, divorce payments,
well, that's the bit that we'll never be entitled to. We'll never be, like, behind people's closed doors, how difficult absolutely people's years and years ago, I made all the wrong mistakes with credit cards. I made all the wrong mistakes with expensive mobile phone bills. Debt management plan later, that's all paid off.
Yeah.
You don't make that same mistake again. So my personal circumstances, which I kept private, I'm not on 50 grand. I'm on less than that, and we get by. I know people are on a lot less, and they get by. So when I'm hearing and reading people on 100 grand, it's like, well, okay.
So when you say we, is that you've got other people in your household who are earning too?
So my wife is part-time, but my wage is less than 50 grand. And what does my wife? Well, she earns so little. She can't get a job because she's bringing up our children. But so she's at home doing that. Yeah. But she's on. I don't want to say on the radio, but she's on. She's on less than 10,000 a year. Yeah, much less than 10,000 a year.
So she
won't. So our combined income is probably less than 55.
Yeah. And you're getting by.
Yeah,
you're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm getting, but I made all those mistakes in my 20s. I'm not 40 yet, and I'm not making them again. Am I in a fortunate position? No, I'm like all my friends and family around me, who I know, and we all just get by. Yes, the country is broken in places. I'm just not going to be sympathetic to anyone earning 100 grand and above, especially anyone from the Tory party complaining they've got £2,000 a month mortgage. I know people on paying more than that. And they just got to do it. They do not have the option to just quit their job as a minister. I mean, well, it's nuts. So is that what the message is from a Tory minister? If you can't afford it, quit your job.
No, I think his point would be if you can't afford it, get a job that pays you more. In his case, remarkably, is quitting it, going back to being a P and doing some consultancy work or whatever.
I know. It baffles me. I think it's highlighted daily, the polar opposites in this country of people who are not earning a lot but making ends meet, don't have the privileges to get out of their situation, but they get by. And then you got the elite, the other end.
Last question from me, Andy, because I kept you ages. Absolutely. What do you think it means to be rich in Britain today?
You're speaking to someone who won't give you a financial help. For me, rich is the people around you. For me, I discovered richness in life is friends and family.
Oh, Andy,
it's not about.
No, honestly,
don't you dare
go there, sir. Don't you dare go down the soppy route. I want
Absolutely,
figures.
I'm just that kind of person. You've asked the wrong person that question. There'll be someone much more qualified than myself.
Fine. What's it mean to be rich in Britain? Oh, the sunrise, dancing. Oh, shut up.